grade title as well, with the teams having picked up a victory each over the opening 2 weeks. So a really cool concept. I think it gives everyone something to play for, but also I guess that identity of, working for a greater cause, isn't it? You're working for your region, and every victory, and, it might not matter today, even if your individual grade series has lost, a victory
Yeah,
for your
I think
region
that's
could be
the
massive
point we're
today.
trying to get to in layman's terms. Even if you've lost 2-1 down, that last game's not dead rubber, because it could count to the overall region's performance.
Absolutely, and I guess from an individual player point of view as well, we've got merit teams that are going to be selected from this, as well as Auckland representative 16 and 18 teams. They're going to play Auckland Nue in a couple of weeks on October 13th, so that's going to be really cool as well to see a full Auckland representative side back for that age group as well. We saw the senior guys return this year, Troy, and I know you and I certainly love seeing the famous blue jersey back, so it's nice
absolutely.
to see that filtering through to the younger ages as well.
Yeah, Auckland Rugby League hard, mate. So the white V on the blue jersey coming back, and as Corey said, Auckland Nue is the game that'll be coming up. And for the Nue boys, I know that their management and coaching staff over there, it's a big opportunity for, a few of the families that have been here for a long time now. They've learnt to play rugby league here in Auckland. They're viewing it as a test match, and they're not coming here to make up the numbers.
Yeah, and by all accounts, it's going to be the first time I think an Auckland Nue team has actually played against an Auckland side, which is pretty cool, and I guess a little surprising when you think of the sort of rich history of Niuean people involved in the Fox over the years as well. A number of our better players coming through have had Niuean heritage, so really looking forward to that one. In the meantime, we've got a really good game on our hands here. It is North who take a narrow lead into the break, and they will start the second half with the ball. They scored late in that one, and probably fair to say they dominated field positioning, didn't they?
Yep,
but
they
South
did.
showed some admirable defence.
Yeah, no, they did. They had more opportunities than the South team, and by rights they could have had a few more points on the board. Just a few errors in the final part of the execution, but they're up and running. And for South, they'll need to start with some real urgency now and get themselves into the game and get some points on the board.
See a little half break that time. It was Rasmussen who bounced out of the first contact. Fresh legs on the park, and the dummy half roll by the look for North as well.
That's the other thing too. Strategically they've got to work their bench well. Everyone's here to play, and they've got to have field time. So the coaches will be certainly mindful about when they pull the trigger to bring those guys on.
So Halasima fields that one in now, looks up and he sees a little bit of space here and steps his way into gaining an extra 10 or so metres. Some nice touches in the first half, but struggled a little bit with the handling. He'll be looking to turn things around a little bit in the second. This is a really good carry forward, and this is from the dummy half. And here's the captain, Delamere Mahu. Manu straightens now, bumping carry forward, and this time it's Toipulotu Vea. Ball comes loose, and that'll be a penalty. Strip is called from referee Kumar. And now South with a really good opportunity to set up camp down this end of the field. Reese Manu.
Yeah, you've got to kick it out. That's the... Yeah.
He will
you
do
hear the
just
boys
that.
side there, make sure.
So the ball goes down into touch, and they're about maybe 25 out from the line when they start this set. You can see in the background there the next lot of teams preparing on the warm-up field here at Cornwall Park. So Vakuota, the first one to carry, and that little bit of footwork at the line just about caused some troubles there for North. In the end, they get 4 defenders there and close things down. Delamere Mahu links with another of the big men. This is Tuipulotu Vea. 10 out from the line now, South. Their most convincing set of the game so far, you could say. Halasima chimes in from the back, crabs across field looking for a gap. There's not one there this time, but he does chew off a couple of extra metres. Naruhi Leaf to Aloha. Manu, the little basketball pass over the top. They're into space here, but it's going to be called back. And
Great little D there.
just trying to get exactly what the call was there, and it may have been obstruction. Unfortunately, didn't quite pick that up on the audio there. Either way, it's a North handover. And the boys just struggling. There was a penalty on the field, but the boys wanted to play the ball. And Perhaps quite wisely, instead will kick the touch now. Purcell puts it into touch.
And great to see we've got special guests in the commentary box. Shane Price has just joined us from the Auckland Rugby League Deputy Chair. So we'll see if we can catch up with him at the close of this play and get some feedback from Shane here today. And it's a fabulous day for rugby league. And if you're in the area, come down, join us at Cornwall Park. There's lots of footy action on. As we see North.
Shea Fonga just directing traffic here, and Neil, he looks so damaging on the ball when he takes it to the line. He made a couple of little half breaks in the first half, and this time he's going to get bundled into touch. That's good defence from South. Rallied really well that time and put him out over the sideline. And although North hold a 6-0 lead in this one, this game very much sitting in the balance right now, and you just get the feeling a couple of big carries may be what ends up turning momentum in this one. South now are going to get another chance inside the opposition's half, and these chances were few and far between in the first half for the men in blue. Pack this down right on the 40-metre line. Set heavy out towards this left edge now, and instead they're going to dart down the right via Tully Sal. Wrestled to ground.
Some shape in that back line.
Now they'll centralise, and Tuipulotu Vea, he knows only one way. Met in a dominant tackle that time, though, by
good contact, wasn't it?
Lama, who's had a fine game as well. This is Vakaota. Breaks out of one, breaks out of two. He's got the arm free. He'll get the offload away. Was there a bobble there? No. Play on is the call. Miss out Tuipulotu Vea this time, and now directing traffic back on the inside. Hits Halasima, who was just about at full pace that time, and North did well to cut him down via Rasmussen. Left edge they come now. This is Auloa. To the line he goes. The arm is free. Gets finished off over the top by Neil. Last play coming up for South. Big front rower in at dummy half. He will burrow. He will go nowhere. Great defence, North. And committed on their line once again that time. But boy, throwing some nice shape at them. A couple of different things there that time. And Halasima just about broke that line, didn't he? He hit the ball at pace that time. And,
he certainly showed a clean set of heels. He picked the right option too. He had a number of players that he could have picked up, and he picked the guy at speed, and that certainly put everyone under pressure.
So North now work the footy out. This is via the back rower, Vakalahi. He's a Maris Saint. Neil.
North side opting to drop the ball on the inside runners over the last couple of sets. Just trying to shift it around a wee bit. Again, there's another inside ball.
Just trying to change direction quite a bit, aren't they? Perhaps thinking that this South pack is a little bigger and trying to move them around a little. Now Neil gets to the kick, and it's a pretty good one as well between winger and fullback, but it's cleaned up well by McKenzie, who looks up now and sees some open space, and he's off to the races here. McKenzie breaks out of one, won't break out of the second. It's Rasmussen who tackles well down low. Good quick play of the ball as well. Boy, I've liked what I've seen from this kid so far. McKenzie really making his mark out on that wing. This is Tuitama, one of the captains. Manu to Halasima. Halasima looping ball over the top. There's space here for South. They'll break through now via Tully Sal, who links back on the inside with one of his back rowers. He's ragdolled to ground that time by Offa. McKenzie is the dummy half. Pressured. Halasima on the ball now. Stepping his way through. Halasima still going. He's going to be pulled down just short of the line. Great opportunity here now. They've got to go to the edges, you would think. Instead they dart, and he's going to be held up.
There. Yep. Now look, Corey, that's a couple of times that they've opted to either burrow or dart from dummy half straight into the try line there, where the option, as you highlighted, could have been to go to the edges. They've been managing to drag defenders in. They've had 2 or 3 on the tackle. And you just have to think for mine that it's been on out wide.
Yeah, obviously choosing to use their size rather than their skill on those occasions. Will we see that change now? Speaking of size, they have just injected a big man off the bench as we see Vakaota, who will go very close.
Yeah, he's strong, isn't he?
This goal line defence from North has just been incredible so far. So committed. And, we try and catch the fresh legs on the park. I think it may be Peter Ropati.
A little bit of frustration there, just coming in on the South team.
Good defence here now, and look at that. They drag him back, and they're going to force a change of possession here.
Absolutely, that's the way to dispel some frustration, isn't it? Turn your defence into attack, so great tackle there.
Doing all the right things right now, South. So far, no points to show for it. How long until that changes? Bouncing ball now, which is cleaned up by McKenzie.
Another McKenzie run.
Delamere Mahu is the dummy half. He links with his bench man, Boston Riggs Albert. It's a great name for a rugby league forward. 10 out from the line. Halasima at pace again. He gets crunched by Loa Falialo. Still fighting though is Halasima.
They must be extremely close.
Delamere Mahu is the dummy half. He's looking left and right. Referee Kumar says play the ball again. Swinging out the back now, and he's short to Vakaota. Vakaota might go all the way here. Their bodies under him. Not enough. That's the try. South, their first points of the game. And it comes really after a glut of possession down this end of the field. And it's AJ Vakaota who will hit back for them. Let's take a look now at the replay, and really you just have to wonder here how much of this comes down to that North defense, which must have been so tired. Vakaota, really nice change of direction at the line. Gives them that advantage, and then showed some determination to get it down in the end, Troy.
Absolutely. I think that was his third or fourth visit there. And, you know, that time, try paid off. He shows a ton of strength and a wee bit of speed, that young lad. He's been dangerous. So we're just waiting for the kick to come. Trying to peek over on the left-hand side there. The North team are in conference. And it'd be interesting to see what the trainers would be talking to them, because, you know, they started with the upper hand in this game. And South certainly, you know, have got a wee bit of territory back.
So Reese Manu, this is an important kick. Obviously tie things up here, and the way this game is going, perhaps there's not too many more tries to come in this game.
Wow.
And it's well away to the left, unfortunately. And so the score will remain North 6, South 4. 36 minutes gone.
Great opportunity for me not to touch the scoreboard.
So bouncing ball now, which comes down, and they might be offside from the kickoff here. I think that's the call that we've got. Well, it goes from bad to worse, and now they'll take the quick play. And North aren't set here. South with an opportunity to really do some damage. Here is your try scorer, Vakaota. Needs to be careful to stay in the field of play. Does that. Dummy half now is Salva. Tackles up their sleeve here, South. Here's a big man, Ropati, winds it up, gets the offload away as well. Delamere Mahu. Inside the attacking 10 now. Auloa. Trailing by 2 here, South. Halasima is the dummy half. He will burrow. Halasima, he will go close. Waiting for the call from referee Kumar, who inspects it and says you're held up. go back and try again. But all of a sudden, it is all blue everything in this one. South with the dominance in this second half. As we enter the final 12 minutes or so, it's North now blowing hard on the line. Here's the try scorer from earlier, Vakaota. Is he going to do it again?
He's a handful.
Told to play the ball. Last tackle coming up now.
They looked a little bit sloppy, but they've got the reset.
Delimere Mahu finds Manu, who kicks towards the sticks. This is a difficult one. It's a horrible bounce, which eventually comes down, gets the offload away.
Twice.
And look at this. This is enterprising stuff here. It's going to be called back, though, I think, for a forward pass. And we are going to pack down again. This will be a south ball once again, I believe.
This is where cooler heads prevail now. They've got to show a little bit of patience and just regather.
Hard to remember the last time North had any meaningful possession. Hardly in the second half. It has been all south and just about all down this end of the field as well.
Yeah, the South boys certainly got a bit of energy up now, haven't they?
Delimere Mahu with the feed. No deception play that time. It even tricked the commentator. Manu. Short side there will go. This is Riggs Albert. Off the back fence now. Here's a good carry forward from Safada.
Look at the defenders on him. Quick play the ball here. Spread it.
Delimere Mahu. To Vakaota. Vakaota, that change of direction again. Here's a second try. Brilliant. Brilliant play there from the big number 13, AJ Vakaota. That subtle little change of direction at the line again. Then just the pace. He's able to go over and he gives South the lead for the first time in this match. Let's take a look on the Region of Origin replay brought to you by the Rugby League Development Foundation. You can see here now, as soon as he gets it, he's thinking...
Big step.
It's step time. Gets through the first one, beats 3 or 4 defenders, and then the power shakes off one. It's Whaanga who was left behind, and really, he has carried his team back into this contest. 2 really good tries. He's had a number of key carries in the build-up as well. He was the Auckland Rugby League Player of the Year for his age this year. Plays at the Mangere East Club.
Then.
And carrying that form through into the representative season as well. Halasima now strikes it, and it is away. So the score will remain South 8, North 6. 41 minutes gone here at Cornwall Park. Our first live stream game of 3 for today. It's game day 3 of the inaugural Region of Origin series.
And don't go away after the break, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a wee bit of content to get through. We'll have a quick catch up with some ARL TV news. And if I'm fortunate and you guys are lucky, we might be able to get Shane Price in here for a wee bit of a catch up. Yeah, a bit of crowd support yelling out now. Here comes the advice.
So Purcell just back underway with a long kick down the field now, and he's scooped up and taken back into the heart of the defence. It's a really good carry forward from Dennis Sofara. North need to make a statement here with their defence. That's a pretty good way to start it. Up out of the line that time to deck into ground. I think it was Offa. Vakaota dragging players with him as he marches up to the 40-metre line.
Yeah,
straight through the middle of the park. This is tired defence here now. Halasima summing up his options. The North looking in a little bit of trouble here all of a sudden. Narohi Leaf, back to Manu. Manu will shift play on. This is Riggs Albert, links with the big man, back on for his second stint. It's Teo Vitalio.
What's referee ruled there?
Yeah, a little difficult to tell from the signal that was given, but it's a North ball by the look of it.
The rustling in the background, Sal and Pearson's just arrived to steal all Corey's lollies. So wait for the scrum to pack down. Missed what the ruling was on that, though. Did you pick it up? No? Corey was just nodding and eyebrows going up and down, ladies and gentlemen. You probably couldn't see that. Looks like the call is C4.
And, if you can decode that, you're better than me.
Yep, be tackled off the back of the scrum.
There we go. Perhaps not the most effective tactic. So North now with some long-awaited possession. And probably not over-dramatic to say that they haven't touched the ball in probably 10 minutes in this match. In that time, they have conceded 2 tries and all of a sudden trail. But it is far from over yet. Great title on the line, and potentially this could have a huge impact on the overall winner. North versus South. Remembering coming to this one, North hold a 6-5 lead in the overall standings. Neil takes it to the line and then links with one of his back rowers. I think on this occasion it may have been Makalahi. In fact, it's Lord Falialo. Neil gets to it under heavy pressure. He kicks. The chase is good from North. Either. It takes a nice bounce, and now North are into a little bit of open space. They step through a couple now, and they're right on the attack here, North. Taking the ground in the end, but boy, that was enterprising stuff from North, and after a long, long period of defense, finally they get a break there, and it just about came off. Lovely play through the middle of the park, and it was the winger, Rafael Seal, who did the damage. Vakota now carries forward, and here is the edge back rower. This is Narohi Leaf. Damien Mahu to Manu, and then back to the middle. Teo Vitulio, who has had a really, really good game in the middle of the park, and it was between him and Tuipulotu Vea. They really laid a good platform early on here, as we see Manu now get off the back of it, and this North defense is tiring. They're only just holding on as it is. Auloa throws the cutout pass. That's a brilliant one-on-one tackle made by Seal Cully, Point Chevrolet Pirates wingman. Auloa to Manu. Manu, he will go high. Pressure on now here for North. They go up, and it takes a fortuitous bounce straight into the hands, and now they'll counter-attack via Seal. And look at him go. He gets the wheels going. There's cover coming across, but this kid has got some speed. Coming across is Auloa. He's not going to catch him. Brilliant stuff. End-to-end rugby league, and North are back in front. Rafael Seal. He just about lit it up a couple of minutes ago through the middle of the park, and this time he goes 90 metres off a kick return. And just look at this. Once he gets into the clear, Auloa's coming across, and at this point he looks a fair go to get there.
He looked close. The bench is up too. They're loving it.
So there it is. North hit back with arguably one of the tries of the tournament. That was great to see, and about the athleticism of Seal on that wing. He hadn't really had too much to say in this game prior to that, but these last few minutes he burst through the middle of the park, made that little half break, which seemed to inspire things a little.
And just as the kick gets ready to be addressed, all of the action replays will be on the YouTube channel tomorrow, the Auckland Rugby League YouTube channel. So all of the games there are available for download, as are all of the Fox season that has just unfolded over the 2018 year.
So flags go up, and North lead by 4 points once again. And that could well end up being the winning try here now. 2 minutes by our count remaining in this one. Do South have one more shot here? Great title on the line.
That was certainly against the grain, wasn't it?
What a turnaround it's been for this North side. They were defeated 28-4 in the series opener. They bounced back to win the second match by 6
Oh,
points.
great
And
bounce
today,
back. That backspin on it. Has he got it?
showing brilliant character, and South look like they have recovered this now, so they are going to get another chance. This might be the last one of the game. Teo Vitalio, he will just about go right through them. He's looking for a friend to offload to, won't find one this time. Toi Plotuvea, hard and straight. Takes 3 to bring him down.
Shame.
Ball is loose. That might be a game-winning tackle right there from North.
They're appealing it. I think the front row knows, though.
You are watching the Under-13 Open Region of Origin match for the series. And it is Neil to pack down here, and they just have to hold the ball, and they've won this here, North. And in doing so, they give their region a real leg up in the overall standings. This would put North out to a 2-win lead with 5 games remaining. Although just as we say that, there's a mess at dummy half, and they need to get things going here. Don't worry too much about applauding your play there, boys. There is, by our count, about 10 seconds remaining. And if they're not careful, the clock is going to beat them. All of a sudden, the need for urgency has been addressed. They may only get one play in here. All or nothing. Off the back of the scrum comes South. Halasima hands it off now. McKenzie desperate to keep the ball alive. It's loose. It's over. North have won. They are the Under-13 Open Grade champions for 2018, and they give their region a 7-5 lead in the overall standings with 5 games to go. What a brilliant display of rugby league this was, Troy. It had it all. We saw points hard to come by in the first half. Things opened up a little bit in the second spell. You can just see the elation on the kids' faces as well. It means a lot.
Actually, yeah, mate, they're all pumped. Really good to see. Fantastic effort.
And once again, important to note the effort that North have made in turning this around. They lost 28-4 on match day 1. They bounced back to win 16-10 in week 2, and now come from behind late. Rafael Seal try the difference in the end. So that concludes our coverage of this game, and Troy Hardy's going to, I think, stick around for a little.
Yep,
and,
what we'll do is we'll try and catch up with Shane. But before we disappear, we're going to catch up with the ARL news, and we'll bring you some updates that have unfolded this week. So stay with us.
Hello everyone, welcome to this week's edition of League Lens. Let's take a look at what's happening around the grounds. Holiday blasts. Do you want to train with Toa Samoa? Well, here's your chance. The Toa Samoa Under-18s will be at the Hibiscus Coast Holiday Blast. We've also got our Waiuku Holiday Blast and Cornwall Park 3-dayer next week and the following week. If you haven't registered, get in quick at aucklandleague.co.nz. Auckland vs Niue. The best of Auckland's Under-16s and Under-18s team will take on the Auckland Niue team on Saturday, October 13. The best 16s and 18 squads will be selected from the Region of Origin series.
Phil, just talk us through what it will mean for the players and the families to be running out there in an Auckland Niue jersey.
Historic. This is very historic. It's an epic event for our Niuean community that follow rugby league. Auckland is pivotal for us because the Niuean people learn how to play rugby league in Auckland. Not in Australia, not in Niue, in Auckland. And so for a number of those families, they're old families that have been around a while, and it's really exciting for our people. We've told these boys that this is the closest you'll get at the moment to a test match. You're playing for your country, and we're playing Auckland's best. And we're not here to make up the numbers.
More info on that clash can be found again on our website at aucklandleague.co.nz. Region of Origin series. It's the final game day of our Region of Origin series supported by the Rugby League Development Foundation. Only one game separates the best region of Auckland, so who will it be, north or south? If you can't get to Cornwall Park this Saturday, that's okay. Make sure to tune in live at aucklandleague.co.nz. We'll be live from 10 a.m. Last but not least, I'd like to congratulate the Dally M Award winners. Papakura Sea Eagle Jazz Te Vanga, who got Interchange Player of the Year, Maris Saints Jr. David for Satua, who got NRL Top Try Scorer of the Year, and our Otahu Leopard Jr. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, who walked away with the 2018 Dally M Medal winner. I'm Savannah Shafar-Levy. We'll see you next week.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are live, seeing the two teams, North and South, out there. They've just basically saluted all of their supporters, and very fortunate and lucky to have Shane Price join us, the Deputy Chair from the Auckland Rugby League. So Shane, first thoughts in regards to the action that just unfolded here in front of you over the last 50-odd minutes?
First up, Troy, I'd just like to thank the Auckland Rugby League and the RLDF in regards to putting all this on. The basis of the game was to provide pathways for the kids. They can go and play for their club, they can play for region, then they go to the zone. And these are the future Fox players that we need to remain in Auckland to play footy. So, hats off to the Auckland Rugby League in regards to running the series.
Yeah, I think we sort of mentioned during the game as it kicked off, to Andy Hay and to the coaching development team. They've done an excellent job in putting the concept together. And especially with the teams that even if they had lost their individual games, the scores still count for the overall regional win, and that's sort of certainly kept a lot of interest in it.
What it's done is give some bit of friendly rivalry in regards to the whole of the Auckland competition, Troy. You look at these players out there and they're just loving it. The parents are down here, the cars are streaming right back towards, past Epsom Showgrounds there. So this is really good for the game, and I just enjoy the fact that the parents are down here playing. Watching, and they are playing as well. Yeah,
playing with their hearts.
They are playing with their hearts. So this is all about the pathways for the kids, Troy, and it's just a great day out of footy.
Great images on screen there as you're talking to us, Shane. As we turn our attention to, I suppose, the 2018 season, touch a little bit around Sharman Cup and how you feel about that, because I know you've got a few heartstrings there with a few of the clubs, and then some thoughts on the SAS Fox.
The year in regards to the footy is probably just one of the best that there ever been in regards to the 109 years of the Auckland Rugby League. When you look at it, some clubs have formed a dynasty, but that's all just based on the fact that that's the cyclical nature of rugby league in Auckland. We've been going for 109 years. But next year, there's definitely going to be a transitional year for the Auckland Rugby League. We're looking at the fact that we're going to go to a 12-team Fox Memorial. And that sees the likes of Bay Roskill finally, after probably 3 years of being the bridesmaid, have made their way up into the top echelon of our game. Manuriba, on the back of the fact that we expanded the Fox, get their chance at another title as well. But when you look at it, it's a year of transition. The clubs that have in Fox for all these years have finally got a chance to try and make their way into probably the Fox Premiership or the Fox Championship, which for us is a massive thing to provide those pathways to the players. And I know yourself, both you and I played, Fox back in the 80s and 90s, and boy, it was the epitome of playing footy. There's nothing better to get out there, the smell of the dressing room, put the boots on and go and have a run out with your mates. So, you know, we're just trying to grow this game through development and through some innovation around live streaming. This has been the genesis for us to putting the game into your hands, you know, and that's a tribute to the Auckland Rugby League, not just the board, but everybody else involved, you know, the coaches, the managers, that all get out here on a Saturday and a Sunday to put their, you know, the name of rugby league up in lights, and that's a tribute to everybody involved in the game, Troy.
Awesome, mate, and you certainly speaking with a lot of passion there. In regards to the SAS Fox Memorial, you know, there's been teams that have been up, teams that have been down. Marist, I want to touch on them, you know, one of the heartbreaks for the year. They took Point Chevalier down to the wire last minute, last kick, last year. I mean, it was a root match too.
We were at that game, and I think it was 22-21, and it just showed that there is evenness amongst the competition. It's just that, you know, Marist had a tough season, but they've been given another shot out for next year to try and claw their way back into the Fox Premiership. But like anything, Troy, if you're down there watching footy and you're a volunteer and you're pouring your heart and soul into the game, those are the people that are the backbone of our game, mate. And we just got to sit there and, you know, pay tribute to everyone that comes down today and throughout the year. Next year we're 110 years old, mate, and we've got to understand that we're around for another 110, and we want everybody to contribute to the, you know, to the progress of the game. And you know, start putting some opinion into action. And if you come down and put your hand up, we're going to take you on as a volunteer any time of the day, mate. So. Yeah,
absolutely. And if you do want to get involved, ladies and gentlemen, you know, just get in contact with us on the website, aucklandleague.co.nz. And also fortunate too with a wee bit of, as you know, you sort of touched on, retro and looking back over the years. I understand you're one of the editors on the old Carlo Park Diehards now.
Yeah.
You've been punching up a wee bit of material there and getting some good feedback.
I think that's born out of the fact that, you know, you had the idea of putting the Carlo Park Diehards. We both grew up on that field, my son, who's 20 years old, doesn't know the park existed, but we've got to keep that alive. As far as posting anything on there, I challenge anybody to try and throw something at me, because I'm bound to find something in the archives around, you know, Troy playing for Richmond. You know, back, go the Bulldogs, and it's all based on our game, and we can't forget about that history of our game. You know, from 1921 to about 2002, that game was played at Carlo Park religiously. Yeah. You know, and the great test matches, the mud, the blood and the glory all came from that ground, and it set the platform for rugby league in Auckland. Yeah. And where we have to live up to that powerhouse, whether we other, you know, regions like it or not, we've just got to, you know, look at it and say the game of rugby league is going to be healthier in Auckland thanks to the Auckland Rugby League and the clubs that help out.
Well, look, Shane, it's always a pleasure catching up with you, mate, and thanks very much for your time. We're getting ready for the next match to kick off, and I'm going to invite Corey Rosser back in and have a quick talk to our team list.
It's a pleasure.